Hi, I'm Brittany Drozd, and I help entrepreneurs like you make more money, attract and retain top talent, and find fulfillment in the process. I interviewed 20 entrepreneurs the other day. I was really curious about what has gone on that has impacted their business. What about this pandemic has forced them to change the way that they operate? Maybe has even forced them to close their doors or unfortunately lay off some of their employees. I was really curious about how businesses had shifted their products or services to still make themselves viable during this time, and how they were they able to do it so quickly. So clearly I had a lot of questions, right? I did go into it with some assumptions because I spend all day talking to entrepreneurs about what they're dealing with. But I have to admit, I was wrong. I did not expect the answers I got. What did I expect? I expected to unfortunately hear some sad stories. I mean, turn on the news and all you hear about are businesses shutting their doors, laying off their people, and being really uncertain about what's going to happen next. Now, that is the case for a lot of businesses right now. They are hurting, their people are hurting. It is a sad day. But I was really surprised to learn that actually a lot of these entrepreneurs were not dealing with these struggles today. A lot of the entrepreneurs that I interviewed were actually doing okay. They were able to pivot their businesses, like we talked about in the last video, were able to make some minor adjustments that have kept them in business to date. So then it got me wondering, okay, well, if you're doing okay today, what what are the obstacles then that you're dealing with? If it's not what I thought it was, if you're not like about to nail and board up your doors right now, then what is the struggle? And they gave me some really, really interesting information, which gave me a new perspective. A lot of the entrepreneurs I interviewed are dealing with communication issues. And these are twofold. So, first, communication issues that are customer facing. They have a lot of customers that are not happy right now, either because service delivery has changed or the customers' lives are disrupted and they need help managing something. But a lot of the entrepreneurs I spoke to feel like they are getting the wrath of their customers' stress and anxiety and uncertainty, and they don't know how to deal with all these disgruntled customers, or they are struggling to meet new customer needs. So they feel like that's going to be the next season for them. A second aspect of communication that these entrepreneurs were struggling with was internal and with employees. And this actually showed up more like leadership. So I had a few people comment on that their remote teams were putting in the hours that were expected of them, but yet they were producing less work. And for some businesses, this is really measurable. Like X amount of things are being produced, X amount of hours are being billed. And when that isn't happening, now the entrepreneur is getting more stressed about being able to make payroll, and they're nervous about what that's going to look like down the road for them. So I have two things I want to offer you guys for the customer facing communications. If you are in business, you are an expert at something. Now is the time to show up as that expert, to show up as that knowledgeable person, and get in front of your customers' fears and anxieties. They're coming to you for whatever your offering is to help solve a problem for them. Sometimes you can be much more valuable if you get in front of somebody's problem. Give them an answer before they have to reach out to you. Bonus, this can also cut down on the amount of time you have to spend managing stuff when people come to you. You hopefully won't have to return as many individual phone calls and emails. If you're able to fashion a message that says, yes, like I hear you, I get that this is what you're dealing with, and here's how we're going to solve that problem. It'll add tremendous value. They're going to feel cared for, taken care of, and now you are going to be seen in their eyes as this go-to knowledgeable person during this time. That's exactly the kind of person that I want to be referenced by my clients. And that's exactly the kind of person that I recommend and refer out to other people. So keep this in mind. There's a way to still add value outside of your typical product or service range, and it is being that knowledgeable person and communicating that, solving their problem before they know they have the problem. Secondhand, let's talk about the internal communication needs. Internal communication is more about leadership. If you're having issues with productivity, if you're having issues moving people remotely and finding that cohesion or finding that flow, if you are having issues managing that team, it's time to talk about it. Getting frustrated, dealing with it amongst yourself is not the answer. It would be so helpful to hear more about what's going on for other people, what might be holding them back from being more productive. Can you guys be flexible and offer different working hours or meeting hours that might work better for people? How can you adjust to meet your team's needs so that they could be more productive for you? Leadership is so much more about listening than it can be about talking. And we forget that because the way that we look for leaders are those people on the stage giving the TED Talks, even this video, right? But so much about leadership is listening. So how can you listen to the feedback you're getting from your team and integrate that into how you're working now? We are all learning right now. There are going to be things we try that work and things that don't work. The great news is that people are a little bit more forgiving and flexible right now. So now is the time to try something new for your team and for you to benefit. I hope today has been helpful for you in figuring out how you can add more value to your customers and make it known that you're the person they can count on, and how you can also show up and be a stronger leader right now during this time. I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know what's working for you in your business right now, or let me know if you want some more information on this. Leave a comment below this video, or you know how to get in touch with me. Send me an email if you want to talk about this more. Thanks so much for watching.